Hello there, I'm Shiraba Mansoor. You are now watching English News at 5. Sarawak Chief Minister Datuk Patinggi Abang Johari Tun Openg said the state government is still looking into establishing Sarawak's very own airline company. Last year, Abang Johari announced plans for Sarawak to set up its own airline company, saying that there were options for the state to have its own small airline connecting Kuching with other strategic destinations in the region. One such option was the proposal to purchase a certain share of an airline, but Abang Johari noticed that the airline had a certain liability. He explained that if the state were to purchase shares or acquire stakes, it would bear no effect if the state was in the minority bloc, thus making establishing a clean airline company the better choice. Abang Johari said the government is still looking into it, adding that Sarawak must have its own homegrown carrier to connect with strategic locations such as Hong Kong, Korea, Japan, Australia, and nearby destinations to attract tourists to Sarawak. Made in Malaysia logo, a staple of quality products produced locally. Therefore, small and medium enterprises, SMEs, entrepreneurs are advised to apply and feature the Made in Malaysia logo on their products to gain consumer recognition and confidence. Deputy Minister of Domestic Trade and Consumer Affairs KPDN-EP Datuk Rosul Wahid said products with Made in Malaysia logo could strengthen consumer confidence as the use of the logo was not given arbitrarily to product operators and had to go through strict application procedures. According to Rosul, from April 2009 to October 2020, KPDN-EP had recorded a total of 1,236 applications for registration of Made in Malaysia logo with a stock keeping unit SKU labelling totaling 19,816. He said out of the 19,816 SKUs, a total of 15,951 SKUs were approved to get Made in Malaysia logo marking, while the rest were not approved due to several factors and did not meet the application requirements. It involves the failure of applicants to certify that their products are manufactured in Malaysia and contain at least 51% of local materials or content, unsatisfactory labelling aspects, unsatisfactory product quality, and questionable product safety. Rosul said KPDN-EP is in the process of improving the application criteria for Made in Malaysia logo to open up opportunities for more industry sectors to apply on their products. Among the conditions of the application is to prove the use of 51% local materials or content, products must be manufactured in Malaysia, products must involve manufacturing process activities, companies registered with the Companies Commission of Malaysia (SSM), and have a valid operating license from local authorities. The business categories that can apply for Made in Malaysia logo are food and beverage products, services, beauty and health, fashion, accessories and crafts, home furnishings, and agro-business. The government has to work harder in developing a digitally skilled community to be digital native and interact digitally. This is due to it being a source of energy for the country's progress and to be competitive with other countries, especially in the context of future industries. In this regard, Minister of Communications and Multimedia KKMM Datuk Saifuddin Abdullah said, in addition to the need to expedite the internet connectivity and capabilities of the community in terms of owning suitable devices, the community also needs to be strengthened in terms of migration to the digital world, mastery of the latest technology, and awareness of disinformation, cybersecurity, and positive membership in various forms of digital community. Saifuddin in his Facebook posting today said KKMM plays a role in building the digital community ecosystem by accelerating migration to the digital world for those who have not ventured into it, improving digital skills for those who have ventured into it, and further enhancing digital access for those who already have the skills. He said KKMM also played a role in boosting local talents, implementing the Smart Society program among the grassroots community, making the community aware of disinformation and cybersecurity, and activating membership in the digital community. In that context, he said KKMM will optimize the use of the 1,101 community internet centers (PIK) throughout the country. According to Saifuddin, the local community refers to those who live and work physically in an area, while the digital community refers to those who are physically and digitally in an area. He also revealed that KKMM is making efforts to enhance communication initiatives, focusing on how to improve the quality of communication with the community, especially at the grassroots level, namely by using the community empowerment approach. In that regard, Saifuddin said there are programs and activities to develop the local community at the grassroots level, such as district, sub-district, housing estate, village and longhouse that need to be rejuvenated. Welcome back. A senior lecturer has been arrested for shooting a pump gun which he didn't have a license for. In the Sunday incident at a paddy field near Kampung Tasik, Brangan, Kota Baru, the man was arrested by a General Operations Force team on patrol in the area. GOF 8th Battalion Commanding Officer Superintendent Muhammad Shamsuddin said the suspect had opened fire with the pump gun from inside a Mitsubishi Pajero towards the direction of the paddy field. It was uncertain what exactly he was shooting at. Police seized the Turkey-made pump gun, a number of live ammunition, and the car. Shamsuddin said the suspect attached to a public institution of higher learning did not have a firearm license. Kindergartens and daycare centers in red and yellow zones in the state can now resume their operations. Of course, they are subject to the standard operating procedures set by the Sarawak Welfare, Women, Family and Childhood Development Ministry. According to Deputy Chief Minister Tan Sri Dr. James Jemut Masing, these kindergartens and daycare centers must inform the Ministry of Welfare, Women, Family and Childhood Development (KWKPK) before they are allowed to operate.
Pembukaan Taska dan Tadika di zon merah dan zon kuning dibenarkan beroperasi mengikut SOP telah dikeluarkan oleh Kementerian Kebajikan Wanita, Keluarga dan Pembangunan Kanak-kanak Sarawak atau KKWKPK. Pihak penguasa Taska dan Tadika hendaklah bertanggungjawab sepenuhnya ke atas pematuhan SOP yang ditetapkan. Bagi tujuan rekod dan pematuhan, pihak Taska dan Tadika wajib memerlukan kepada KKWKPK sebelum memulakan operasinya.
Meanwhile, Sarawak State Disaster Management Committee (SDMC) is now allowing more than 3 passengers in a vehicle, depending on the vehicle's capacity.
Bilangan penumpang dalam kenderaan persendirian. Bilangan penumpang dalam kenderaan persendirian adalah mengikut kapasiti kenderaan dan tidak lagi terhad kepada 3 orang saja.
Investors remained as net sellers on Bursa Malaysia last week, selling 268.9 million ringgit net of local equities for the week ending November 20th, compared to 246.3 million sold in the preceding week. Bank Islam Malaysia Berhad economist Adam Muhammad Rahim said Bursa Malaysia started the week on the wrong foot as offshore investors offloaded 126.4 million ringgit net of local equities on Monday.
According to Adam, the positive vibes which came from the signing of the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership (RCEP) by Malaysia and 14 other countries were somewhat outweighed by the sell-off in rubber gloves counters amidst the thematic play focusing on the expected economic recovery. On Tuesday, he said the level of foreign net selling rose to 143.7 million ringgit as investors continued to reduce exposure in rubber glove counters. The local bourse remained above 1,600 on Wednesday after Sizer Incorporated issued a statement that a key safety milestone had been reached in the study of its COVID-19 vaccine. On Friday, international funds acquired 2.1 million ringgit net of local equities, which pushed the local bourse higher by 0.6% to close at 1,593.8 points. Meanwhile, he said on a year-to-date basis, foreign investors have disposed of 23.37 billion ringgit net of local equities in 2020.
West Java Governor Ridwan Kamil is inviting Malaysian companies to participate in the Rebana Metropolitan Project. The project is expected to become a new industrial and economic growth area in the province of 50 million people. Launched by Ridwan on November 18th, the Rebana Metropolitan Project is a new industrial area in the West Java province, Indonesia, covering 7 districts, namely Kabupaten Sumedang, Majalengka, Cirebon, Subang Indramayu, Kuningan and Kota Cirebon. Spanning 43,913 hectares, the project, which involves an allocation of 350 trillion rupiah from the West Java provincial government, entails the construction of the West Java International Airport in Kertajati, Majalengka, Patimban International Port in Subang, and Cisumdawu Highway connecting Cilunyi, Sumedang and Dawan in the province. According to Ridwan, the project has thus far attracted investors from Taiwan, Japan and the United Arab Emirates UAE. Therefore, he sincerely hopes that investors from Malaysia will take part in the project, which will further create more than 4 million jobs. Ridwan attended meeting with Malaysian Ambassador to Indonesia, Datuk Zainal Abidin Bakar, on Sunday. The meeting was also attended by Malaysia-Indonesia Friendship Alliance Vice President Fabian Amanda, Malaysia External Trade Development Corporation MATRADE Trade Commissioner in Indonesia Harman Ahmad, and Director of Tourism Malaysia in Indonesia Roslan Othman. The meeting discussed the potential investments in the project and socio-economic cooperation between Malaysia and the West Java province. Ridwan said he himself was ready to give a briefing through a webinar to Malaysian companies interested in participating in the project. And that concludes the English News at 5. Don't forget to watch Nightline tonight at 11:30 p.m. with Ruben Gomez. Until then, I'm Shira Abou Mansour. Thank you for watching.